Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call the Wild, and today we are once again taking to multiplayer in hopes of filling some of the spaces in our lodge with some of the brand new animals, or just getting some mule deer and whitetail, whatever happens to come our way. This first server that we joined just happens to be at mule deer time, so we're going to see if we can get ourselves a decent mule deer at this lake down here. This is one of my favorite lakes to hunt them at, and this server has no zones there, so there's a pretty good chance that we might have some good trophies, and I'm really hoping that we will. One of the best parts about having a brand new reserve drop in Call of the Wild is the fact that there's so many servers with really cool trophies on them because nobody's had a chance to hunt them. And it's not even just the new reserve that's like that when there's a brand new map coming out. A lot of times you'll find people that have just got other reserves too because of the sales they usually put on, so I would imagine that Silver Ridge Peaks and some of the other maps that we love hunting probably have a lot of good servers up now too. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to go to some of the other maps in multiplayer in the next few days, because I definitely think that there might be some good stuff on different maps also. So if there's any map in particular you guys would like me to take to multiplayer on, leave it down in the comments below, and if I see one of them in particular suggested a lot, then we might go into multiplayer and play on it. Well, I think the best thing here is this little dilute buck, so let's see if we can get an angle to take him down, and then we'll try to get him on the ground. And this should be a good enough angle right here. That is a dead mule deer. And there's our little dilute buck. It's actually a pretty good looking one for a level 2. Not a bad start at all. We got perfect double lung with that 7mm. That thing can honestly just drop pretty much anything in almost no time at all. And this guy did not run far. Well, that is a 9-11 turkey running directly towards us, so just real quickly drop it. And I also saw some whitetail deer up here, but could not tell if there was anything good. It didn't really look like it, so I just didn't bother with them, but we did just get a couple turkeys down, and one of them is max weight estimate, so let's see if this guy is a diamond. They do have a chance, and 4.50. Wow, that was really close. 9.98. That's just about in the range where it could have made diamond. That was so close. Little unfortunate it didn't make it. And this guy has no chance, but I decided to get him down anyway, just to have another one on the ground. Oh my gosh, that is the weirdest whitetail deer I have ever seen. I cannot say I've ever seen anything quite like that. We have to take this guy down. That is the strangest whitetail. Let's see if we can find him again. The scope is incredibly zoomed in. There he is right there. See if we can get a shot on him before he goes behind anything. And that's a dead whitetail deer. I was gonna try and take one of these bigger bucks in this area. There's this guy, and then there's also one that goes up to like 248. That guy right there, actually. I don't think we're gonna be able to get that, but honestly, we got something a little bit more special. I can't say I've ever seen a whitetail that looks quite like that. I'm actually kind of excited to see this guy. As the majority of you guys know, we have spent over 4,000 kills grinding for the great one, and I can't say I've ever seen a deer that looks quite like this. Oh my gosh. I'm taxing that because I may never see a deer like this ever again. This is truly a unique whitetail. It almost looks like he's got a little flattened crown. That is quite the deer. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how that happens. He's so like weird and twisted, but it's amazing. That is such a cool deer. Oh wow, that is a really high score estimate for that whitetail deer. 232 to 273. And this guy's only a level 2. Most likely he'll score 230s towards the low end of that, but just on the off chance that he scores higher, let's try to get him down if we can. That should be a perfect shot. I don't think we hit spine or anything weird like that. There is that massive whitetail deer. Definitely not a diamond as far as I can tell, but a very high scoring deer nonetheless at 240.60. It's actually pretty uncommon that they break 240 without making diamonds, so that's actually kind of cool. Nice to see a 240s buck, because they are excessively rare. Honestly, with as full as this server is, I'm pretty surprised that we've been able to have the whitetail lakes pretty much to ourselves. We got to hunt this whole lake along with now this one. without anybody interfering, which is kinda crazy. It leaves a lot of whitetail for us to find, and that's once again another massive deer. Another diamond potential one. I once again don't think it's gonna make it, but that one actually looks a little bit bigger than the last, so you never know. Man, actually looking at that deer, he might be diamond. He actually has a chance, I think. It's all gonna depend on that tip-to-tip spread, and he's actually giving us a good shot now, so get him down while we can. That is a big whitetail deer. I'm actually really curious what he's gonna score. I haven't even got to pick up the last buck that we took down, and we already have another really high estimate buck, 223 to 264. This has been pretty crazy, and right, well, here's our buck. It once again does not look like a diamond now that I get close, but that's a huge deer. 239.40. That's two really big bucks in a row. This server has been amazing for whitetail. I'm kind of hoping that we can find ourselves something even better now. You know, even though this server is just about to be at the end of bobcat time, I figured we would at least jump into it and look around a little bit. This lake has no zones at it, and this is where I got my diamond off of my map, so I'm kind of hoping that we can find something good here on this server also. And, well, that's a pretty good start. 35 to 45 kg track. Definitely could lead to something good. Well, I decided to change the time to whitetail time on this server. We did end up getting host of it. I'm not 100% sure if I mentioned that already in the video, but we did end up getting host of the server after the owner left, and so I changed the time to bobcat time, searched the two main lakes that I have close access to from lodges, and just did not find anything above level 7, so I decided to change it to whitetail time, and then we're going to check mule deer time right after, and hopefully one of those will have something decent. Oh, there we go. That is an albino. It is a doe, sadly, but that's at least something decent. We haven't seen any rares or diamonds this hour and 10 minutes that I've been recording, so it's nice to finally find something, even if it is just a doe. Once we get a little bit closer, maybe we'll be able to spot the bucks and see if there's any good ones, but as of now, there doesn't seem to be anything too huge. I think that's a pretty big buck. I can't quite tell, but he's looking pretty decent if I could just get a spotting on him. And yeah, that's a good buck. I actually think that might be a diamond level 2. Just based off of the tip-to-tip spread, that definitely could be. But first we should probably take out this little albino. I didn't see anything else too crazy around here. All of these over here look pretty average size. So let's go ahead and try to squeeze a bullet into that little albino. And in fact, this is going to be perfect right here. That is a dead albino doe. Now real quickly, let's use the Argus scope to try and see that buck. I definitely think that's got a chance. That's a really wide deer. That could very well be a diamond. So there's our little albino doe. We're probably not going to taxidermize her, but it's still cool to get. And, you know, we might as well tax her actually, since it is a rare. We can always delete her later if we run out of room in our lodge, but that is pretty cool. First rare of the video. Hopefully we can find another at some point, but we got ourselves this really big buck over here. I'm going to try and get close enough to call him in and see if we can get him to come towards us. That's going to make this much easier because there's kind of a hill in the way, which is a bit of a problem. Okay, we definitely got their attention. My only question is, what angle is this buck going to come from? Because he could really come from anywhere. We might want to go up a little bit further and try to get up in one of these bushes. I think that's going to be the move here. Oh my gosh. That doe is way too close. Yeah, I kind of figured she was going to spook. Let's just hope the buck has not been close enough to spook, because I couldn't see clear up over this hill. I probably should have waited until I got up here to start calling, but I think this is going to be perfect right here. So we did end up spooking off this buck right here, and actually he's just attentive, which is a little bit odd. And then this doe's just kind of glitching out behind us, but the buck is just over the hill, and I'm hoping that he'll give us a shot soon, but he's just not coming into full view. That's him right there. You can kind of see the antlers sticking over, but it's just so hard to see him. I think if we stand up, we might be able to, though. Fingers crossed that this actually goes well, although I can't even see him, so probably gonna be a little bit before we get a shot into him still. Well, unfortunately he spooked off, but that is definitely the diamond potential rack. I am excited to try and get this guy down. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make a shot on him as he's trotting away, and I don't know if I want to risk it either. But he should come back in no time, and then we'll be able to get a shot on him. Now that we've kind of figured out where he is and know the direction that he's running, we should be able to take advantage of it once he's coming back. That's our buck right there. That is him. So this is going to be our chance to get him down. He's coming right at us. Let's just hope that this doesn't go poorly. I think we should be able to get a good clean shot on him. The question is, where did he end up? He might be booking it in here quicker than I initially thought he was, and oh my gosh, he actually stopped right there. Oh my gosh. I almost pulled the trigger there, and he teleported backwards. That could have been really bad. I almost screwed that up, because I was about to take the shot there. Let's see if we can get them moving around a little bit. Need to get him moving. There we go. Got them moving now. There we go. We got him down. I think that should be a vital hit. I don't think that would have been vertebrae. I think we should be okay. And that right there is what appears to be vital blood. So I think we definitely got that shot. And yeah, we definitely did. Please let this thing be a diamond. I think it's got the spread for it. It is. It's a diamond at 260. That is a huge level 2 diamond. Oh my gosh. What a monster buck. This is about as big as I've seen these level 2s get. That is crazy. 260 at 94.36 kgs. What a beast of a buck. That is a pretty awesome way to get our first diamond of this video. Let's hope that the rest of this map has some more stuff like this to offer. So instead of going to mule deer time on that last server, I decided to actually jump into another server. And this one's at bobcat time, so I'm hoping that at a couple of the lakes that I like to hunt for them, maybe we'll end up finding something decent. Now, I did see that you can get melanistic bobcats, so that is definitely going to be a goal of ours, and I'm kind of hoping that we can find one of those pretty soon because they look really cool. They're not a whole lot different than the blues, but they still have differences, and I like the way they look, so I'm really hoping that we can find one of those at some point. Ooh, there we go. That is a little piebald doe. She is running away, so we're just gonna try and take her on the run. And that'll do it for her. Wasn't actually expecting to see anything here. I'd spotted pretty much everything, and she just comes running out from, I'm assuming, the zone that I was walking over, because I never spotted any of those. I spooked them before I got a chance to, but I guess there was a little piebald doe in there. I see so many of these little piebald does that, honestly, at this point, I don't even know if I want to continue taxing them. I always end up doing it anyway, but I really need to stop, or at least go through and kind of thin them out a little bit, because I've just found so many of these from Silver Ridge Peaks and now here on Rancho also. Oh my gosh, there we go. That right there is a level 5. And I can't quite tell what rack that is from here. It actually looks like... Oh wow, that actually might be the big diamond rack. Okay, I think we may have just found something better than that diamond whitetail. I think that's the big rack... Yeah, I think that's the big rack mule deer. Oh my gosh, please let this be what I think it is. I will be so happy if it is. It's been ages since I've seen a big rack mule deer. So we are now about 2 hours into recording, and I was 100% thinking that this was just gonna turn into another video where the best thing we get is a whitetail once again. And you guys have seen so much whitetail content recently that I was really hoping that we'd find something else, and sure enough, we got ourselves a level 5 mule deer. And it looks to be a pretty large one as far as I can tell, so I'm really happy about that. I sure hope this guy ends up being the big rack like I think it is, but from this range it's so hard to tell. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he is so close. It's definitely not the big rack like I thought it was, but that is the rack that actually just got fixed with this update, so that's actually just as good. That's pretty cool. Wait, was this even the same one? I'm starting to wonder if that's even the same one. I could have swore it was a blonde one. We might wait a little bit. I could have swore it was a blonde mule deer that we saw here. I mean, either way, we got this guy down, and that is a beast of a mule deer. 323 scoring. What a monster. What a monster. That is so awesome. So we got another one of these guys. Can't really complain there because I do like this rack now that it's fixed. Like I said the last time we killed one of these, there is this little issue right here where it kind of dips in, but they already know about that and it will be fixed probably next update. So that's really cool. That is such a beautiful buck. This is definitely one of the most interesting diamond racks, I think, of all the deer species. It's got a lot of stickers coming off the sides, and it just looks really cool. It looks pretty awesome. But I do think that that might not have been the one that we looked at initially, so I'm going to kind of chill here and see what comes back. I could have swore that when I spotted him, it was a blonde one. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that it was a blonde one. So after looking back at the footage, that was the mule deer that we spotted. There wasn't a second one like I thought there might have been. I don't know why I thought it was a blonde fur type. It clearly wasn't when I looked back, but I don't know where we're going to end up putting this guy, but I definitely want him in the main lodge since that rack looks so much better than a lot of the mule deer racks. I think we will go back here and try to find another one to remove and replace this guy with, because this guy just looks so much better than the other mule deer racks. And I think what we're going to do is probably replace maybe this wonky one. I think we'll do that. We will kind of rearrange these guys also. So I think that right there is looking pretty good. I definitely like this setup a little bit better than what we had here before. And what's cool is this guy right here is actually a gray fur type, and the other one that we have that looks like him is a common, so we've got one of each of those. Now all we need to do is get a blonde one with that rack type, and that's going to be pretty much this wall completed. Now, I do want to put this mule deer that we just moved somewhere else in the lodge, but I just don't know where to at the moment, so we're not going to bother with that. As far as the whitetail goes, he's going to end up going into another lodge because he's not really anything special size-wise, so I think with all that being said and with all these awesome trophies being finally put into our lodge, I think we're going to go ahead and end the video there. But thank you guys so much for watching. That was probably the most fun I've had in multiplayer so far on Rancho. If there is anything in particular that you guys would like me to chase in multiplayer, be sure to put it in the comments below. There's a lot of things that I'd like to do, and I'd like to know what you guys would like to see the most. So be sure to put your ideas in the comments below, and I'll try to read them and reply to them as much as I can. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!